According to Shin Buddhism, there are two kinds of people who seek birth in the Pure Land, those of other power and those of self-power. This has been taught by the Indian masters and Pure Land teachers. Self-power is the effort to attain birth, whether by invoking the names of Buddhas other than Amida and practicing good acts other than the Nembutsu in accordance with your particular circumstances and opportunities, or by endeavoring to make yourself worthy through mending the confusion in your acts, words, and thoughts, confident in your own powers and guided by your own calculation. Other power is the entrusting of yourself to the 18th among Amida Tathagata's vows, the primal vow of birth through the Nembutsu, which Amida selected and adopted from among all other practices. Since this is the vow of Tathagata, Honen said, quote, "In other power, no working is true working." Close quote. Working that is negated is a term connoting calculation. Since the calculation of the person seeking birth is self-power, it is working. Other power is entrusting ourselves to the primal vow and our birth becoming firmly settled. Hence, it is altogether without one's own working. Thus, on the one hand, you should not be anxious that Tathagata will not receive you because you do wrong. A foolish being is by nature possessed of blind passions, so you must recognize yourself as being of karmic evil. On the other hand, you should not think that you deserve to attain birth because you are good. You cannot be born into the true and real fulfilled land through such self-power calculation. Through the fulfillment of the 18th primal vow, Bodhisattva Dharmakara has become Amida Tathagata, and the benefit that surpasses conceptual understanding has come to transcend all bounds. To express this, Bodhisattva Vasubandhu uses the words, quote, "Tathagata of unhindered light, filling the 10 quarters." Close quote. Truly know, therefore, that without any differentiation between people good and bad, and regardless of one's having a heart of blind passions, all beings are certain to attain birth. Describing the manner of entrusting in the Nembutsu of the primal vow, Genshin, master of Shinin, states in his Essentials for Attaining Birth, quote, "It makes no difference whether you are walking, standing still, sitting, or reclining, nor is there a choice to be made among times, places, or other circumstances." Close quote. He affirms beyond question that the person who has attained true Shinjin has been grasped by the compassionate light. And so, as Sakyamuni has taught, at the very moment that we, possessed of ignorance and blind passions, are born into the pure land of peace, we attain the supreme fruit of Buddhahood. All the Buddhas throughout the 10 quarters, countless as the sands of the Ganges, have become witnesses to the attainment of birth through the Nembutsu that embodies Amida's primal vow. This Master Shantao has written in his commentary. He explains that Sakyamuni, Amida, and the Buddhas in the 10 quarters, all with the same mind, are no more apart from sentient beings of the Nembutsu than shadows from things. Hence it is that Sakyamuni rejoices in persons of Shinjin, saying, quote, "They are my true companions." Close quote. Persons of Shinjin are the true disciples of the Buddha. They are the ones who abide in right-mindedness. Since they have been grasped, never to be abandoned, they are said to have attained the diamond-like mind. They are called, quote, "the best among the best," quote, "excellent persons," quote, "wondrous excellent persons," quote, "the very finest persons," quote, "rare persons." Such people have become established in the stage of the truly settled, and are declared, therefore, to be the equal of Maitreya Buddha. This means that since they have realized true Shinjin, they will necessarily be born in the true and real fulfilled land. You should know that this Shinjin is bestowed through the compassionate means of Sakyamuni, Amida, and all the Buddhas in the 10 quarters. Therefore, you should not disparage the teachings of other Buddhas, or the people who perform good acts other than Nembutsu. Neither should you despise those who scorn and slander people of the Nembutsu. Rather, you should have compassion and care for them. This was Honen's teaching. Respectfully written by Shinran at age 83.